Oh man, I was so psyched for the Oscars. I wanted to see who won the award for Best Virtue Signaling Anti-American Slurfest in a film bankrolled by China. Didn't you? But that turned out to be every award, so I got a little confused. So the Oscars aren't popular anymore. When they did their in memoriam section, they should have included their ratings. But of course, it's not just the Oscars. Really, the Academy Awards, Grammys, and Emmys should merge into one show. That way we can pack all our lack of excitement for a single evening. Now's probably a good time to mention that I want you to subscribe, like, comment, share, and then do it all again on my new channel because I'll be ending this one. The new channel is called Jokes and a Point. I got 33 subscribers. 33 subscribers. At this rate, I think my channel will be able to host the Oscars next year.
That we must recognize in legislation that the trampling of indigenous rights is a cause of climate change. The trampling of racial justice is a cause of climate change because we are allowing people and we are allowing ourselves to make sure, we are allowing folks to deny ourselves human rights and deny people the right to health care, the right to housing and education.
Yeah, I don't know what to call this. This is like mental balloon folding.
The grocery store Kruger.
Kruger?
That when they leave the saloon, receptionist, the salon.
And the winner by TKO, teleprompter. Hey, check it out, the Easter Bunny and a Biden presidency. Two things that aren't real. Playing to an audience that isn't there. I have to say the Bidens hosted the Easter Bunny far better than they did the Japanese Prime Minister. Joe didn't even greet them.
Laptop.
For real, I don't know.
I know, but you know this is...
Now that the Hunter laptop story is kind of sort of slowly being admitted to, it brings up an important question. What has Joe f***ed up more, his son or the country? Speaking of f***ing up the country, Joe isn't acting alone. There's this guy. See, you know he's in authority because look at his mask. Look at all the sciencey symbols. The lab apparatus, the bubbly flasks and beakers. Too bad it's just the formula for Kool Aid. That's all we're being given to drink.
Pull back on masking, physical distancing, and avoiding congregate settings. When is the time? When do Americans get their freedom back?
When we get the level of infection in this country low enough that it is not a really high threat.
What is low enough? Give me a number.
There's always bullshit theater with these congressional hearings, but Jim Jordan's question is straightforward, and Fauci never answers this question, and he has no right to withhold that answer. I disagree a lot with Bill Maher, but he was brave enough to recently break down just how misinformed the Democrats are.
In a recent Gallup survey, Democrats did much worse than Republicans in getting the right answer to the fundamental question, what are the chances that someone who gets COVID will need to be hospitalized? The answer is between 1% and 5%. 41% of Democrats thought it was over 50%. Another 28% put the chances at 20 to 49. So almost 70% of Democrats are wildly off.
What Maher is doing here is actually quite brave. He went on to praise Texas.
Texas lifted its COVID restrictions recently, and their infection rates went down.
And when Texas did that, what was the Democrat response?
The last thing we need is the Neanderthal thinking.
What was Fauci's response?
People of Texas and Mississippi to just abide by the public health measures that we talk about all the time. Uniform wearing of masks, physical distancing, avoiding congregate settings, particularly indoors.
Seems like the Democrat and Fauci's response are one and the same, which probably explains why they're so misinformed. Maher also praised Governor DeSantis of Florida, who's a regular punching bag of the media.
That's why he protected his most vulnerable population, the elderly, way better than did the governor of New York. And now, of course, we find out that all that paranoia about surfaces was bullshit anyway. When all of our sources for medical information have an agenda to spin us, yeah, you wind up with a badly misinformed population.
That's right. And Maher won't dare say the name. But who's on the front lines of spinning you? Who has been the minister of misinformation? The medical Baghdad Bob. That would be Fauci. Democrat hero. I keep talking about Fauci, unfortunately, because his incompetence is relentless. The low-end Neanderthal thinkers at MIT discovered that being 6 feet away indoors carries the same risk as being 60 feet away. To quote the professor who led the study, what our analysis continues to show is that many spaces that have been shut down, in fact, don't need to be. Those spaces can be safely operated even at full capacity, and the scientific support for reduced capacity in those spaces is really not very good.
6 feet social distancing rules that inadvertently result in closed businesses and schools are just not reasonable.
Just not reasonable. Right. So in other words, according to this study, all the restaurant killing rules, your comedy clubs, churches, funerals, weddings, banquets, stadiums, arenas, theaters, probably could have been left completely alone. But the damage is done, all in the name of science. But it wasn't proven science, it was speculative science. It was authoritarianism in the name of science. And all along, Fauci's been a willing, unapologetic frontman. What's carried more weight these days, the Constitution or CDC guidelines? Every infringement of our rights has been legitimized by Dr. Kool Aid. The lack of ability to question, to dissent. We see the same pattern with political discourse.
That fairness is overrated.
We're told what to think in a very coordinated, unified way.
Sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
And the problem is, it's just not true. What did we learn this month? Well, Brian Sicknick, whose body was used as a political prop, as his body was held in state, supposedly was beaten to death with a fire extinguisher in the Capitol Hill riot. But no, actually, he died of natural causes. Oops. He tragically died of 2 strokes, completely unrelated to the event. Somehow, we needed 3 solid months to figure that out. Also, remember Trump ignoring Russian bounties on our soldiers in Afghanistan? Every, and I mean every, credible news source told us it was the unvarnished truth. Nah, it wasn't. But hey, it was great for political attacks before the election. A great left-wing zinger to throw in any political debate. No biggie that a completely verifiable thing turned out to be
Fugazi. You know what Fugazi is? Fugazi. It's a fake.
See how all these misunderstandings seem to benefit one specific political party? The truth is stuck online somewhere at the DMV, but at the most crucial time to have it right, we're handed soft-serve dog shit, cow shit, ice cream swirl. You know, horse shit, waffle cone.
Yummy.
Thanks for watching. Again, I'm including a link for my other channel. I'm also including links to follow me elsewhere, and adding a link to PayPal if you wish to donate. And for those who have donated, thank you very much. Your support is very much appreciated. Take care.